Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another action movie night. Tonight, I will be reviewing Tango and Cash, released in 1989. Directed by Andrei Konchalovsky, from a script by Randy Feldman, starring Sylvester Stallone, Kurt Russell, Jack Palance, Teri Hatcher, Michael J. Pollard, Brion James, James Hong, Marc Alaimo, and Robert Zadar. Now, this film is credited as being directed by Andrei Konchalovsky, but he was fired by producer Jon Peters and Stallone. And majority of other later moments in this film were directed by a combination of Albert Margoli and Peter McDonald. Now, this was also supposed to star Patrick Swayze and Sylvester Stallone. But after an injury that I mentioned earlier in my previous review for Roadhouse, Swayze did not want to do another big action film where he had to do a lot of stunt work in it. So he took the easier part of what would eventually be Ghost. And he was replaced by an excellent replacement, in my opinion, in this one with Kurt Russell. It makes sense. But the combo of Stallone and Kurt Russell is pretty damn good in this film. Even though, this film does have a troubled history, as I mentioned before, with the director and everything. And the reason the director was fired, apparently, was because he was trying to make Tango and Cash a much more serious, grounded detective film. And Stallone and Jon Peters were wanting it to be more campy and fun. Well, they got what they wanted. There are a lot of campy and fun moments in this film. And, I can't hold that against them, but I think as a director, if you're brought into this film, if you were led to believe that this was supposed to have been a more serious film, I think that would be a disappointment to you, that you set out to make a certain film and then your producer and your fellow actor working on the film, your lead actor with Stallone, are, completely taking down all of what you're doing, you're trying to accomplish, So I think that was unfortunate that happened, but I think the final film doesn't suffer from it. I mean, it still, would it have been a better film had it been this serious film that Andrei Konchalovsky set out to make? Or did Jon Peters and Stallone do the right thing by making it a more fun, campy film? Because I do enjoy the fact that this was a fun little buddy cop film. Had it been more serious, yeah, it probably would have felt a little bit more like the original Lethal Weapon movie. As it turns out, it ends up being more like the later Lethal Weapon movies, because, the Lethal Weapon movies started a little bit more serious, and then they gradually became a little bit more fun. I don't think they ever became quite as campy and goofy as moments in this film, though. But I do love the way that Stallone and Russell work off of each other as the characters of Raymond Tango and Gabriel Cash. These two characters are complete opposites to each other. And of course, Stallone is playing completely against type, playing the more businessman type of a character that's, basically working as a detective on a side project almost. So it is completely different for him because he's not playing the badass in this. He is a badass, his character is, but he's more kind of a variation on the Murtaugh character, like in Lethal Weapon, in a way, except a little bit more Wall Street-ish. But one of my favorite parts of this film isn't even Stallone and Russell, even though I love both of them in this film. It is our villain and his henchman. Jack Palance is incredible as the villain. He knows exactly what kind of a campy, fun film he's in, and he hams it up as the villain in every scene he's in. And making matters even more fun, you have Brion James as his little Cockney henchman. And I just love both of these characters. They are so entertaining and so awesome in this film. Another really standout character in this, but she doesn't get that much to do, is Teri Hatcher as Stallone's sister. But overall, I think what Andrei Konchalovsky set out to make didn't make it to the screen. We know that. But I still think the film worked out and ends up being a damn good action comedy film. Even though it wasn't an action comedy, apparently, when Andrei signed on to shoot this thing, I think it turned out pretty well for what apparently John Peters and Stallone were trying to accomplish. So mission accomplished there. Not that the film was a big success at the box office, apparently. Apparently it wasn't a very good success, but later on through home video and TV appearances by this film, it has grown to gain such a big cult following that it is considered a success in a way now. So my final review for Tango and Cash, I am going to give this film a 8.7 out of 10. Maybe it could have been a 10 out of 10 had Andrei Konchalovsky gotten what he wanted as a director. Maybe it would have been better as a Lethal Weapon style film as opposed to a more Lethal Weapon 3 style film. But what do you guys think of Tango and Cash? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And as usual, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. As a Dark Knight Fan Plus member, you have access to an area on the channel right now where you can request a movie, TV series, or ranking video of your choosing, and when that video gets done, it will go up for all Plus members to view prior to it going up on the channel for all other subscribers. So if you want to get interactive, now is your opportunity. Well, that's it for another action movie night. If you missed last week's action movie night, check out the link above to get caught up on that one. And if you've missed any other videos, check out this down here where you can watch a playlist of any of our action movie nights that you have missed.